sorry. Hi. I clicked the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. Hi, guys. Can you hear me? Hi. Happy summer. Sorry you had to wait a little. It is so hot outside, and I am not one for. I love warmth, but I'm more of a chilly girl. Hi, beautifuls. How are you today? Look, even my glasses is all. Ugh, it's so hot outside. But I thought we were gonna be outside. Yeah. I was thinking that too, Poet. Lovely seeing you, by the way, love. I was thinking we were gonna be outside, but we don't have a setup for it yet. But you know, we'll bring outside in for now. How are you guys? Poet, Packer Grace, Beryl. I even saw Mr. Otter. Hi. Oh, 16C. Wow. Leave the windows open. Yeah. I haven't even checked actually how hot it is, but there's definitely a difference from what has been, if that makes any sense. And in this room, I'm quite contained with this computer that is generating heat, and our candles, sorry, that way, is generating heat. So I got a couple of windows open outside of the room. We'll see. We'll see how long we can go for. Ah, that's true. I can check actually on Google right now how hot it is where I am. But oh no, oh the setup, no. But I will guess it's probably over 20. I would assume. But then again, there's such a difference between what has been, so that also adds to it. I don't know if you know, love, Bembus, if you're here, love. Do you know how many degrees it is outside right now? Because I would assume it is over 20. What would you say? Hi, Beryl. Good temperature, not too hot, but neither cold. Yeah. Can you hear the music, by the way? Because I'm still trying to make sense of this. You hear? That's good. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. But we got a new microphone to be delivered today. So that will be exciting, eh? The music is louder? Okay. Is this better? 24, yeah. Thank you, love. Is this better for the music? It's too low. This then. What about this? I'm sorry, this is so professional. Every time we start this, I have to always research. It's okay. I always reset. I apologize. A tiny bit. Lower it. Like this. Is that good? It's good. We do this good together. Is this better? Oh, it's ending now though. Wait for it. Wait for it. And wait. It's gonna go. And music. There it is. Is this better? Thank you for being my studio man. Okay. Good. Thank you. Let me know if anything happens, okay? Because I can't hear what you hear, but the new microphone, it will indeed be interesting. So I saw the first thing that happened today was that Mr. Otter, you asked for... Oh, I'm so scared of doing this because when I click to have these different things up so I can see who's in queue, it will automatically also click in Streamlabs, so all of a sudden it shifts scenes. That's what happened if you saw in the intro. I'm just trying to make sure that every thing is here as should be. Now it is. Okay. Mr. Otter, I saw the first thing you asked for a figurine pull. Are you here, Mr. Otter, still? It's wonderful seeing you, by the way. Bubble of the day is me sending a bubble to you with intention. So you know how I sometimes end a reading with sending a bubble off to you? That is it. So that's just a part of that reading that is the bubble, if that makes sense. Is what it is. Mr. Otter, my friend. Maybe he's not here. If someone sees him, no. Okay. So in that case, Beryl, we have your reading. What would you like to do, my friend? Would you like a reading, a general, a focus, a healing? You know, what would you like? Yeah, so thank you, Pega. A reading. Okay. I feel immediately that you started to think about what we've talked about before. I'm gonna pour a little water. But you're still limiting yourself somewhat. But you're definitely in a new sense of, it feels like you, without going into your frequency, it feels like you are moving in the right direction. It feels like you are entering a new form of energy, but you're still very much still left in where you were before, but with a new horizon, if that makes any sense. Your energy says it does. That's interesting. Let's see. I saw also that it's a bit furry yesterday. We have had visitors. So I apologize. You will do. You will have to. You will have to do. The cats. The cat's fur. Yeah. Ooh. There it is. Oh. Mm. Okay, so Beryl, I saw you were in Kalina's stream once. Probably been there many times, but I saw you once. And immediately I started thinking about her. I started thinking about her as this motherly figure. And what I feel is that it is a reading of some sort, because they're not telling me too much, but it is finally starting to sink in what we've been trying to tell you. And it feels like you are reaching that point in yourself where you start to look around and see there's actually not just those doors. Because you were turning an angle before, you could only see one exit. And that exit was barricaded, and you couldn't leave this room of your merry-go-round, in a roundabout, I guess. That makes sense. You've been driving in a roundabout, around and around and around, trying to find your way out, but still wanting to make sure that you know which exit is yours. And this is referring to your feelings about having been mistreated and being still in this emotion of, well, grieving for yourself and for the relationship that took a turn and that ended. And now it feels like you've been in this roundabout and we've seen you go about it. But now more exits are starting to turn up on your GPS. And you're actually starting to widen how you look at things and see it from new perspectives. And it feels very much like Kalina and what she represents gave that warm hug of a mother. And it doesn't have to be Kalina, but for me, that is who I see. That gave that warm hug to see you for who you are and letting that child in you come forth. And with that, you're actually no longer trying to hurt yourself in the same way. It feels like there is hope introduced. Would you agree? And this is a very beautiful thing to see, because you were going around in this roundabout, round and round, and there were so many of us seeing you do this and wanting to help you, but you were so focused on your own. It is a grieving, it is a grief, it is truly, it takes time, but now it really starts to form hope. And I also feel you starting to consider your health, your physical health, and starting to, what I saw was opening this door up to also the world. It just feels, everything with you today, Beryl, just feels like it's hope induced, or that you're starting to become humble for yourself and for what you are going through, and seeing a new light in the horizon, and that light actually being you. And it's beautiful because I see so many people that would resonate with this right now, and I see it with my clients. Many of them are experiencing this same feeling, sensation of, we can actually take us with to the future. We're actually alive, and not just that, but we are alive in this open world where there are so many possibilities. And I'm starting to think and feel this is a phenomenon that is going on right now in the world, having to do with the pandemic, but it makes people look at themselves. I'm feeling, because of people, so many of us experience so similar things at the same time due to the pandemic. It feels like we're starting to understand and respect ourselves, and maybe not being as harsh on ourselves as we usually are. And I feel you also doing this and fitting into that category of people experience this beautiful way of opening up right now. Well, we had this little fella from school. You remember him? Been here a couple of times. Let's see, where is the camera? And to join in today, I will actually, I'm thinking of a dolphin. I'm not sure I have a dolphin here with me today. I don't think I have. Like, as I'm thinking of this dolphin, where you get to move through the water. I see movement in a calm way. But I don't want the Ninja Turtles. Maybe. The turtle that we've been talking about so many times above the shell. And today I see the dolphin. I know I have a dolphin somewhere, but it doesn't want to come out now. But moving through the waters, moving freely and calmly, and just believing. It's truly what I feel for you today, Beryl. It feels like you're starting to understand the world being just what it is. You're starting to relax. I still feel that you have these tensions, but we all do. You remember what I said last stream from this course that I'm taking about looking at your feelings as waves and your emotional state as the undercurrent, and how the waves will come and go throughout the day, but the undercurrent does not shift as frequently as the waves does. The waves always will be there. The feelings are always there. But what is happening right now for many is that we are shifting. We are meeting our feelings so that we can shift our current state, our emotional state, our undercurrent. And it feels like even though the feeling of being frustrated still lingers, it really does feel like you are moving on. And so, or that you're starting to see it. And so, Beryl, I want you to know that we see the work that you're putting in. And I want to say congratulations. And go for it. Listen to within. Very general today, but it's a beautiful little energy today. Yeah. How are you feeling, Beryl? Because I feel there is something you want to say, something that is not put up on the table. They're asking me to let you share your heart. What's going on, Ivan? Is it something that is still holding you back and that you want off your heart, off your chest? If you feel comfortable, share it. But I feel it's just this general feeling of sometimes ending back at square one. And please type if you feel like it, Beryl. I'm just gonna tell you, I had this beautiful little conversation with a client of mine who has been facing addiction and obsession of different sorts, and also substance addiction. And they said that some days we will wake up and we're back at square one and we will see no hope. But when we wake up, these feelings that we meet, we know them. We're acquainted with them, and so we have created and continue to create relationship to them, so that we will know them when they turn up. They will still be there, but they can be there as a natural part of us, rather than creating the blockage. And I had this little thing of looking at feelings. Now, this is a bad example because it's the same all the way around. But if we imagine that there were different motifs around this cup, and this is for every one of you, if we see an emotion, a feeling, and we see it from one angle, this is anger. Right here, this is anger. But anger is not one-dimensional entity. Anger is also loneliness, sadness, even happiness, joy. All of these different things that we could ever think of. Every feeling is all of them, but seen from one perspective. We can never get rid of them, but what we can do is learn to know them, get to know them, and to see them for what they really, truly are, all the way around. And that's for all of you, it resonates. This is being human, and it's beautiful. So thank you, Carol, for giving me and for giving us this inspiration to talk about this through your energy. There's really nothing else to say today but to congratulate you for the sake of, and we're right here with you. How do you feel, Beryl? Tell me, my friend. Congratulations is all I have for you today. And trust and continue. Bethany, thank you so much for your beautiful donation. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I have for you today, Beryl. Just keep on going. Be that dolphin. And sometimes remember, it's okay to be this little girlie as well. For sharing you up. But you have done a lot, and we see you done the work. And it's not always going to be easy. But it's beautiful. Very general. But with love. Thank you. Let me give you that. Daffodils and Fabian. Hi, my friend. Lethany. Again, thank you so much for your donation and welcome. How are you all today? Are you experiencing hot weather as well as I am? Beautiful to see you today, Fabian. How are you doing? Long time no see. Everyone meets our first mate on board on this ship. Lethany, are you still here, my friend? Degrees, yeah. It's okay, Fabian. We all need our time sometimes. I wasn't sure I was gonna stream today, but I'm happy that I'm here. We're all just human. It's okay. Bethany, you wanted a bubble for today? So let's see. I'm actually gonna bring the water back. Sorry, guys. Okay. So today, Lethany, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. The bubble of the day is in this channel or on this channel. Bubbles is something that I work with to send a little warmth. It is a form of healing or an energy transmission, but it is to activate the joy here, and it usually comes with a little message, but it's for you this very day to help your well-being. So what it looks like is that I send something to you, a little bubble, but what it really is me seeking out your frequency to find a way to reflect back to you what comes from within you. So it's just everything that I do is just a reflection of what is happening inside of you. I can never say or do anything that you don't already know. And I can never add to your frequency, to your energy. But what I can do is just be someone that can help you mirror what is going on inside. A way to see you. So the bubble of the day is me sending this little energy mirror to you with a small little message. Is there a menu command that gives a short description about the unique offerings from the channel? Not yet, but you can ask me. I'm sorry, I'm working on it. Oh dear, now a lot is going on. So one at a time. For you, Lethany, I'm gonna build a bubble for you today. Inside, I'm gonna put a little book. And this is about about always remembering whatever part you need to play. Because it feels like you are pulling yourself in every direction. Because some people expect things of you that others don't, and vice versa. And this is something that we all experience. But for you, it is very, very, very real in this moment. And it's difficult for you to stay in touch with who you are. Because so much is asked, not of you, but you see it as. So you want to be there in different forms for who it would help and to aid and help situations. And also being pushed and torn between being social and being by yourself, being someone who people can listen to and being someone who rather observes, and all of this combined in one package is very confusing, and it is what I feel that you are experiencing. So we want to send a small little bubble to you today with a simple message of just remembering, breathe. You are writing your story right now. No matter what you feel, if you feel you can be genuine or not, You always are you. So remember to just breathe and remember that you're here in your body. You're here in your life. You are alive. It's so easy to get stuck when we're conflicted. You're just you. So I'm sending this little book in this bubble to represent your own story happening right now. And the main character. Just breathe. Feel how the air fills your lungs. One thing you can do, you know all of these, is you can put your hand underneath your nose if you exhale through your nose, or underneath your mouth to feel your breathing. It just helps in feeling alive. This is a little bit of a reading, but it was an important one today. So let any position doesn't change, or it's just, it creates this, but it doesn't change it. It's just as it's supposed. I'm just gonna help it forward. There. It is received. Beautiful. Just gonna let it. I feel this, what I said, when it doesn't change the story. It's a little bit of putting you or hurting your toe a bit. But what I mean, that everything is just as it's supposed to be, and it's just part of your story. So whatever decision you've made doesn't change who you are. It's just this reminder of being you, because you are here. There, you ended up. Beautiful. Thank you. Has Mr. Atta, have you shown up yet, my friend? If you are in chat, let me know, my friend. Would you say that I hope you can resonate, Ledony, and I hope that it can bring you some joy, some warmth. Just be you. It's something that most can resonate with, but it was important for you today, because you pull yourself in every direction. Okay. And even being at a standstill, it's still pulling. You're just you. Haga, you want a combination of all three. So you want a figurine pull, a one-sentence encouragement, and you want to hear it in Swedish. What I could suggest is that we do a silent figurine pull, so it's just a figurine, and then you'll have one sentence in Swedish, because it's gonna be a lot if I'm gonna do the whole small reading in Swedish, if that makes any sense. Okay, yeah. For you, Paga. This is an interesting one because it's not going to be a figurine. It's actually my healing glass bowl who wants to join. It can join, right? It can be seen as a figurine of sorts, no? Because it's about the world inside. About these beautiful bubbles and movement. Oh, it wants to join? But then they're telling me that there's also a figurine. So this I will do in Swedish. Okay. Ibland är även den lille ledare. You want me to say it again? Repeat it? People can guess what it is I'm saying. Ibland är även den lille en ledare. You want to guess, or should I translate it? Anyone can guess? No, it depends, but it's not to do with the words. None of the words are purple color, no, but it depends on how you look at the representation of purple color. It means sometimes even the small one is a leader. It's a rather peculiar sentence, and I was seeing if it wanted to come through as something else, because we're all leaders, right? But no, what wants to come through to you today with this fox and the bowl is that sometimes even the small one is a leader. Always remember that you're the leader of your life, though, everyone. But it was what wanted to come through. If the small one is the biggest in the pack, he's the leader. Eh? It is interesting, but it was what wanted to come through to you, Pega. And the fox. Fox wants to be here. The pretty one. I love the little tail. Oh, you did, didn't you? Alright, actually. Would I be saying something mean if I do, or something rude? Mr. Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali? Welcome, by the way. It's beautiful seeing you. I forgot about that. That's true. Go ahead. that's probably why you wanted to come through again, but with this glass bowl that I use for healing. So that's interesting. And I love how you can see the colors inside. And also it's a bit, I've had this for so long. I know I told the story of it, but I used to, when I'm still very young, but when I was just a little kid, I would have friends wanting me to come over and check if the house was haunted. And then I would bring this little glass bowl and I would roll it over the floor to make my impression and to see if I thought that there were anyone who wanted to come forth with a message or a story, as it were. I would listen to it for hours on end. And that's what I did. It's something bad. Okay, then I won't say it. Thank you, Fabian. But Fabian, you don't have to say those words either, you know? Everyone is welcome. There's a reason we say things. We all want attention and we all want not to be alone, and we find our different ways to achieve that. And sometimes, well, it's difficult, but everyone is welcome. So thank you for looking it up. I know, but it's okay. Okay, Fabian. Last week, we had people joining who were being very directly threatening. And what was so beautiful was that the whole community, all of us who were here, even though it was hurtful, we showed love and appreciation. And it is true that Bempus had to come in at some point and remove them, but it was so beautiful how the love and joy and the bubbles would just continue nevertheless. And I have this, if they hurt someone in chat, they're out. But to me, they can say anything. It doesn't hurt me. It's sad that people feel it's that way, that they need to be seen. But like Bempus often say, it's usually those people who needs the company the most. And I mean the company of others. Although some do it because they want to be alone, it is true. Sorry, my guides just came in, Ratchet, who deals with these things. And sometimes we do it out of frustration of not being left alone too. That is true. But you see, we all have our reasons, and it's okay. Last week was the first time I've actually ever sent a report on Twitch. Here we do so. Bempus usually do. But thank you, Poet. I'm not sure if that's the right way, but I tolerate your opinion and decision of dealing with it. Thank you, Fabian. You know, we have people who have been quite threatening to begin with, but because of what they're used to and what they have understood of being a way of interacting, and then they've come around because they see the new perspectives. It's usually due to self-doubt, and that is one part of a very beautiful, very big part of a feeling of you. It's one angle, and it might be too forgiving, but it's just life. Just as long as they don't hurt anyone else. All I will hope is that I can bring some joy on them. Not by, laying myself down and becoming a carpet. Not in that way. But in the way of offering a hand to meet their glance. Not afraid. It's that easy. And I would love to be there for them to see that they don't have to be either. Because usually it's all due to being afraid of not being enough. It can be other reasons for it, yes. But most commonly, this is it. Never understood what's so funny for some people about insulting and trying to put down anyone who put themselves out there. Well, it's a way of getting attention. You know? And it's not for everyone, but it is interesting and challenging to think how many people truly are looking for unconditional love. And for people who do these things, they would scoff at that, But the question is, how many is actually there for that very reason? When a kid wants unconditional love, they hope to get it from their parents. And if the parent is there, or someone who is a figure who could give it to them, what do the kid do? Most often, they would cry, or if they hurt themselves, they would sometimes exaggerate that. Not always, of course, but sometimes to just get that kiss of kissing it better. Of that place of unconditional love. And some people we use this I feel it truly is just most of us are just hoping that we can find a space where we are. And when we over and over again feel like we cannot, it becomes a survival mechanism, fortunately, to instead be hurt through violence. Then at least someone might remember you. And it's sad. But I know they're bad and I know they're evil actions. But I truly don't think there are evil people. Evil actions, not evil individuals. It's just unfortunate. But hopefully, it's a part of a path that will become lighter later on. Not always the case, but even then I believe there's a reason for it. And for the people who come in contact with me, I hope that I in some way or form, even in the slightest little smile or a little corner, can provide with a little joy. Might not even be right then and there, but in some way or form, who knows? Some of these people call themselves trolls, but I think there's a difference between trolling and being disrespectful and insulting. Sugar or salt. I love that poet. That was so beautiful. I love that. Drowning is the long game. I've only seen a handful of those in here before. Most people just word vomit something and then move on. When none of us react. Yeah. Fabian, you heard what I said about the waves and the feelings going as waves. That the emotional state being down the current, and it doesn't shift as often. You too. Oh, that's so interesting to see how many people are experiencing. If I say that out loud, it will sound funny, but an undercurrent shift. Right now. Hey, I give you that one for free. It really is fascinating, I feel. Mm. So, I am taking this course in shamanic arts, or shamanic art therapy, as I have told you before. And it's so interesting. And it's something that is quite interesting to be talking about, is that... Oh, I have several things to be asking you actually. First off, I just want to hear what you think. Because I am thinking of these meditations that we have, a couple of them, channel meditations, channel guided meditations, as with the pond, for example. But I have a couple of them. I'm thinking if we were to put out a Patreon and have videos of nature and sound as the one in the intro that is from my YouTube channel, and channel meditations. Would anyone be interested? Do you think it's a good idea? I just want to hear what you think. Because I would love to be more versatile in what I do. And since the mic is reviving. Why did I repeat that word? It's gonna revive me, that is true though. Because the microphone is arriving, hopefully today, in the post, I will then be able to do all sorts of things that I absolutely love. And I will be able to put out content that is versatile. Somewhat, at least. So if I were to set up a Patreon, would you be interested? I just wonder. Believe trolling requires a certain intelligence to actually say things without being disrespectful or start insulting. It's all in the eye of the receiver though as well, isn't it? It's all about what triggers us, what triggers we have, and it is difficult. And trolling is really interesting to be talking about. And what it is that we're actually doing. It's interesting. If it is to give that small little push that I do sometimes, you know, if you know that triggering something inside will help trigger that inspiration to not being stuck in your old habits. But trolling is not really that, is it? It's fascinating. It's interesting to be talking about, I feel. Gotta dedicate some time to set up Patreon. Guys, Patreon, anyone interested? Can you still hear the music, by the way? Let me know. My studio men, my peeps in the studio, let me know if the music is still, if you can hear it. And so, the thing with this course I'm taking in shamanic art, yesterday, or no, the day before yesterday, was the first time that I hit on something that I disagreed with in the course. And it's so interesting. And what it is about is, you know, that I always say when we go through the pond, for example, the meditation, the pond, and sometimes, or sorry, always, it's very hot in here, I apologize. Always when we do, I speak about whatever it is that you meet, whatever comes to you, know that it is just part of you. So you don't have to be afraid of it. And it deserves the appreciation, the love, as much as the next part. Because remember, it is everything, but from different angles and from different perspectives. So in that meditation, the pond, this is what I always focus on. And I think I know what they mean, but in this course, they now say, remember that your thoughts and your feelings are not you. And I think I understand what they mean in this, in that they're not, that is not the entirety of you, and you should let them be just feelings and thoughts as they are and go along their way. And this is the exercise that they are, I think, is, I have not gone too far, so I'm not too sure, but what I'm thinking is that the exercise is what I've understood it as being letting the thoughts and feelings go. You see them and you let them go. And I've had a dear friend of mine, and this has happened several times as well, but especially in this case, I have a dear friend of mine who experienced something that was traumatic, and it was with them for a long while. And then they came to live with us for a little while, and we said, let's meet this event for what it truly is in you, and also in what we can do with it as society is today, and what will make you feel right, what will make you feel okay with it. And they had heard, and it was so important for them to see this as not being them, to what you have done before is not you. And what I feel that it's about is to say it doesn't make you. For remembering, it's just one angle, right? But it's still you. It's still part of you. And if we're trying to shut it out by saying it's not me, since it is part of you, it will start to make a racket even louder. And it will keep you having these triggers all around you because of it being anchored within so much inside of you, apart from that feeling that first resonates with the situation. And so what happened when we started to talk to this person was that we said that we need to meet it, or it is part of you. And that crushed them. And unfortunately, they've gone into hiding and we can't get a hold of them. No one can. And this is something that for you who are working with me, if you feel this something inside bubbling, this is it, because I feel very much responsible in a sense. But it is so difficult for me and so sad to see so many people saying these things, that our thoughts and our feelings are not you. And it is true, they don't make you, they are part of you, and they will be there. So if we instead can create a relationship to them so that we know them, you know, I've talked about this so many times, but I feel it's really important. if we react very emotionally to when someone steps on our toes, we have this beautiful opportunity to meet this trigger and to see what it truly is. I have clients who have experienced, for example, sexual trauma and being sexually abused, and keeping that part of them and everything associated to it as far away from them as possible. Creating these triggers all around that they couldn't associate to why they reacted the way that they did. This is something that I've seen with a couple of people, and I know that there are many else out there, many more. And in one particular instance, I dared to be so matter-of-factly with this, to say that in your life, because it's okay, in your life, do you want to live without sex? Because it's okay if you do. But if you don't do, then let's meet this. We need to meet it either way. But we can't change what has happened. What we can do is let that experience and everything that we anchored to it become a part of our natural flow and create relationship to it. It's so difficult, but it's also simple. Remember this. And before you feel I talk about things I have no idea of, I've experienced things in my life, and me personally, I wish I could have done before, in meeting it, treating it, banking it, letting it go. And in letting it go, letting it be just what it is, so that when we see it within others, out there in the world, we know what it is. You know, the relation that I spoke of so many times. And I dared to say this to my clients, and they responded well, no, I don't want to live a life without sex. And for them to put it that easy, or that matter-of-factly, and truly let's meet this. And it's not just about the sex, it's about all the things that we have anchored within this, that we subconsciously do and not consciously ever aware of. But for them, this was the easiest way of understanding it. But for someone else, there's other parts. But when we can open it and see it for what it really is, and especially first we see, okay, what is the practical things we can do? Can we help the body in a way with traditional medicine, because the body comes first? Can we, and with traditional medicine I mean going to the doctor's office, or getting help by a psychiatrist, or what we feel we need to do. If not that, what can we do lawfully? Can we feel we can help ourselves by putting this out there and standing our ground and saying, having something happen lawfully in the society to make us feel better? If not that, do we feel we want to share it with others in order to help them in a similar situation? If not that, can we then meet inside ourselves and just create this relationship to it? No matter how we go about it, how many steps, all of them are none. It's so beautiful to meet it, because it is in here. When we're running away from it, we're running away from things inside of ourselves, like I said, that we're not even aware of. Sorry, I'm gonna read chat now. I know this is not for everyone, but this is how I see it, and I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful opportunity. When we feel something is triggering us, let's meet that and see what really it is. And know and do that in a way that we can handle. And within that, we're all unique. I'm gonna read chat now. Broke is a joke. I would love to be able to support across multiple platforms. Yeah, that's okay, Poet. I just thought in general if it would be an interesting idea. Like Films Gamer. Hi, my friend. Welcome. Thank you. I hope I can bring you some joy and bubbles today, my friend. Mr. Otter, I waited for you. You wanted a figurine pull with message. Beautiful seeing you, my friend. Emma! Hi! I missed you. I saw your message and you all the love, my friend. Welcome. I was a little bit worried when you didn't show up. Thank you, Mr. Otter. It's summer. Hello. Slave drive. How are you, my friend? Name is Stevie. Hi, Stevie. How are you? How are you today, Stevie? Mr. Otter? My friend, I'm sorry. I feel beautiful, but I'm it's very hot outside. And I am a chill girl. So I have a little bit, it's draining me somewhat. But hey, we're all human, right? I'm so happy seeing you, Emma. I missed you, my friend. Hello, Mr. Otter. Figurine pull with a message. Mr. Otter. I'm gonna light a candle for you, my friend. Okay? I'm so glad to hear that you're okay, Stevie. Mr. Otter. That's an interesting energy, my friend. So much going on. You're all over the place today in your energy. It's okay. Mr. Otter. There's actually a zebra who wants to be here with you today. Zebra. Your energy is everywhere because you're focusing on so many different things at the same time. And what they were talking about is almost like this racing truck. When you race past and we just see your stripes zooming past us. They're talking about being afraid of coming to a standstill. Very much in the same way of Fabian, but for you, Mr. Otter, it's more of you just want to keep on moving. They're also, it's confusing. You're confusing me today. Sorry. Your energy is confusing. And because you have so much going on at the same time, you have no problem with calming down. And so I wonder what the message, what it is that you're looking for I feel you're simply fast speeding right now in everything. I know what epilepsy people do. Yeah. The message is that you still have your stripes, even when not going 180. And that means in every way. Remember, those stripes are as beautiful as they sometimes can be making you vulnerable. It feels like if you were to stop, you don't know what would come up to meet you. You don't know which emotions you are running from. At the same time, being so content in what you do, it feels like you just keep on going without really truly knowing who it is that is running. So you're afraid of your own stripes in a way, although still being so humble, still being so content. And so the message today is what we've just talked about. Mr. Otter, you have your stripes, even no matter how fast you run, or if you come to a standstill, you still have your stripes, you're still you. So for you, it is truly about, and I know this doesn't make any sense right now, or it makes a little sense, but because it's a general message, it doesn't make too much sense because you're feeling so content. But when you start to wonder where your emotions gone, just remember that your stripes are all here, and they are beautiful in every part of the world. It's like this, what we spoke about during the stream today, Mr. Otter, that feelings and experiences inside of ourselves, they are not one-dimensional entities. And I had a better mug when I first explained this, with different motifs on, but even if it looks the same, I know, Emma, it's funny, but even when it looks the same, one feeling of being in a hurry is this feeling from one perspective, but it is also every other feeling that you can imagine. I'm doing this quite rapidly because I spoke about it so much. And I feel now when responsibilities are coming in, you're a little bit afraid of what emotions will come up with you, or what your stripes are, what your stripes look like when you're at a standstill. So a feeling is not one-dimensional entity. It is a 3D dimensional entity, or more dimensions than 3. Everything that's looked at from one angle. In your case, it feels a lot like having to do with your mother, and you're afraid of what your stripes will look like when you come to a stop. Don't be, because they are the same that they're always, and they're beautiful. Reach a point when you're nearly unable to be vulnerable, because you know you will get ripped apart by life if you do. But there is comfort in that. No matter what happens, nothing will be able to break you. Don't be afraid of your own stripes, is what is coming through today. Because it feels like you're content, but it feels like you're not sure. Like I said, you don't know which emotions will catch up with you, and like you say, then you become vulnerable. But you are beautiful the way you are. And like we said throughout this stream, I would actually even advise you to watch the vault, because we've spoken a lot about how it is about meeting what we have inside. It's not gonna kill us, it's always been here. But meeting it to create. Because no matter what happens around us, and I know that it's tough, no matter what happens, we are the one who's always gonna be there. So we deserve to know who we are. We can never know for sure, but we deserve to meet what will come to the surface. It's just part of us. So the message, and I'm sorry it was a long one, don't be afraid of your own stripes. Beautiful. This is the message for today. And I would advise you to watch the vault or to talk to Fabian, actually. You're happy the way you are. Yeah, that's what I felt. You're content, but you're still scared. So take it as a little push. I feel okay. And about what for me cannot being too, you're not showing too much, but about your mother. What is your mother for me? No matter who is around you, my friends, you are right. You're right there. Don't be afraid about what others see, because it's just you. So don't be afraid of your own stripes. And I know that you feel content, but you're also afraid. So there's a little push. Not to be. Meet your stripes. You're beautiful. I'm just repeating myself. I'm sorry. I hope that could bring you a little something. I believe in you, not your accomplishments, but you. I hope I can bring you a little something. Thank you for letting me give you that. Alton the Bitch. Hi. Hello there. How are you? You have a beautiful energy, my friend. And not just because you have witch in your name. How are you today? I'm well. It's very hot. And I'm not used to the heat. But I'm well. Well, it's not very hot, but it is compared to what has been. So you've been jumping around a little, collecting information. That's interesting. I love seeing you here. Welcome to a small little corner, my friend. Oh, I'm so happy for you, bud. come a little bit to a little corner to enjoy your stay. I did, yeah. It feels like you're going around onto different channels. It's what is coming forth to me. It could mean anything, but for me, I see you looking at different channels and collecting information. Sorry for starting. I just immediately felt your frequency. Telepathy, yeah. I am a frequency telepath. I never used that word before. But it's about the radio wave, you know, that everyone emitting. Hey, you know what I mean. Witchcraft, of course, yeah. But yeah, it feels like you are jumping onto different channels and trying to looking for a story. Beautiful. Looking for a story, but looking for a home. Journalism with a soul. Daffodils, are you still here? And we'll do your little reading. Daffodils. I hear they call out. There they are. So small. Yeah. This little bird is to come to you today. Because it feels like you are questioning everything. Daffodils. It feels like you are questioning yourself. And I just see flowers with you. I think about daffodils because of your name, probably. But I just see so many flowers. Just let it be. Just bringing peace. Because it's okay to just breathe. Because I feel you're in a state of, we're talking about grieving, we're talking about being lost, but having to stick around and to hold on to the pieces. And I'm not talking about the situation, I'm not talking about life per se, I'm just talking about your own emotional being. It feels like you are born in different directions, as most are, but right now there's loads of sadness and grief. Of some description, they're not showing me too much. So this little bird just wants to, it feels like it has a message in itself. It feels like you know what it's about, because it feels very personal. So this is actually going to be a silent message, because I feel this has to do with people of the heart, matters of the heart. So the only thing it wants to give you is peace. It's high that we see you. A little hello. Little hello. It's okay. And the this feels very personal. Personal little message to you. So I'm actually gonna leave it being a silent one because I feel it resonates with your heart. And if it makes no sense, then I hope it will someday, but I truly feel this has to do with past loved ones. So it just wants to come through and say hi with love. This time. If you feel this makes any sense, maybe. And you don't have to, maybe it's okay. It's just peace. It's love. We see you. And now let you be the sunshine in your life. That is coming through from all of them. Just that beautiful peace and that beautiful love sent to you today. I hope that brings a little joy. I can feel they just want to. No, it does not. I hope that could bring something. Thank you. Rota, thank you for subscribing. You got bubbles now. Thank you, my friend. Like to you, and to you, Dad. And if it doesn't make any sense, then no, I just feel this was a silent message, the one that could come through. It's love to you. Bill. Pepper. Here comes the bubbles. Itchy? I saw you in chat. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you because you're not replying to my messages. Hi, Itchy. They told me you were gonna join today. I wasn't sure I was gonna stream today, but they told me both Mr. Otter and Itchy would come in, so I thought that's not just the reason. But they did say. But I'm so happy seeing you. But yes, bubbles! Oh, okay. But I'm going for a vacation, and it's okay. But I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be gone for a month, not from streaming. So I will be here, but I will not do one-on-ones or the bubblegums. So we will have to find, when I come back, a slot for us. I'm sorry I have to wait so long, but I've been waiting on you. I understand. It's okay, my friend. Are you feeling better, Itchy? Because it feels like you are starting to... Oh, sorry. I had to shift my legs. They're... I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey. Okay, Melvin Bitch. Again, your beautiful energy. Thank you for being here. Have you started projects with other people, Itchy? Because it feels like you... I just got the feeling, you know, I just see you with... But usually I see you with others in your energy, so it could be that. How have you been? Nothing that you would like to share, Itchy? I got a hair on my tongue. Also, this is very hairy. This tablecloth today, I apologize for that. I didn't see, I set everything up when it was quite dark in here, so I didn't see that we had visitors on the tablecloth. But it's beautiful, it's their love, you know? Yeah. It's a beautiful little thing happening right now. And it's so fascinating with people. It's like I said before with the pandemic. It just feels like when something happens to so many at the same time, we start to feel pressured. We start to feel being less hard on ourselves. And I know things are going on right now, but it just feels this general undercurrent of emotion. It just feels for many that it's shifting to be more humble, or we can't do nothing. And I mean humble towards ourselves. And like I said, I know about the other situations going on around the world. Always gonna be things. But for people who come in, I just feel it gets more and more of you. Oh, I just spilled my water everywhere. More of you just seems to come into peace. Hi! You wanna come say hi? Speaking about cat hair. You wanna come say hi, love? Come! Hey, Kennel. Come say hi. He said that he was gonna join today. We actually asked him. Hi, love. Hi. He has got so many sits, if you see them, because he's just been outside and he scratches himself badly. So we found this little substance that is to help him from getting these all over him. So it's starting to heal somewhat, but you can see he's scratching himself so badly. We have 3 cats, Mr. Otter. Yes. The Bork is at home. We were at Jonathan's dad's and we were streaming with the Bork. These are meows. And this is Kuno. The dog that's next to the vault is really shy. Oh, that is Fuzzy Water. That is Fizzy Water, love. Yes. Yes, he's very shy. I had him since I was 3 years old. It's a toy dog. It's a soft toy. Yeah. Still waiting for the shy dog to get up and do something. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? He is so beautiful. Oh, I got him one Christmas when I was very little, and he must have been so big then, me. This is still a very boy, but so beautiful. He's been meditating for a huge while. Yeah. He's a good inspiration to all of us. You can go up and get him. I'm gonna show my white legs, but okay. Ugh, I'm wearing a dress today, and I literally got white stockings on. But I'm wearing a dress, and I never wear dresses. But it was so warm, so I couldn't have my jeans. Here! Isn't he a good boy? But he's so big. He's beautiful. a little comfort. Mm. The alien being doesn't seem to want to join us. It was just one particular I place him. I'm gonna put him back. But he's so beautiful, isn't he? Gonna put him back to his meditation. And this little guy loves him. Yeah. He used to be in the bed before the dog, and Kuna would come and sleep next to him always. You made plushies before? Oh, nothing that big. Since you were 3? I would think so. Yeah, somewhere around there. I can't quite remember, but somewhere around there. Yeah. So the beam seems to have been one specific candle that made that reaction, because I can't seem to get it to appear again. It could be because of new lighting in here, but it was beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can have it come back. The first task, Itchy, is to fix the roof, so we are staying put. But I'm just not gonna be taking sessions or doing sessions in healing. You feel very drawn to me? In what way? Would you like me to connect our frequency and you can see what you see? We can do that. Now on the beach. Would feel like it? And you can say whatever comes to you. You'd like me to connect me? And we can see what happens? Okay, don't have to. But it's okay. You're safe. Okay. With me, it's just gonna be you and me. So you don't have to say anything loud. We don't have to put anything in chat. But the offer is open if you would want to. It would be okay. I can also look into it if you would like that. But I think it would be better for you to. I think it would be better for you to meet it yourself. But I can do a reading and see what it might be that you're experiencing. If you would be interested in that instead. It's just how you feel that you would want to do. Or you can just hang out. How you feel, my friend. But with me, I hope. If you feel like it, you can join our Discord, and then you can get in touch with me there as well, if you would prefer. Be it outside, to do it outside the stream. But I am away for a month from next week. So I'll be back the 6th. Oh, shit. Sorry. There's loads of energy coming my way now. You like to talk outside of the stream? That's okay. Join our Discord and send me a little hoot on there, and we can talk, but it will be when I'm back. I will be streaming though, but I will not do one-on-one for a month. But when I'm back, I do one-on-one sessions. I do coaching in energy work. I do healing. different types and just different things. I got different services, and I'm also here at the front. So join our Discord if you feel like it, and we can see how you feel. Your sisters and you made you take it to college. Very peaceful. Oh, collage. College or collage? Collage. Maybe that's who I saw, because I see you working on a project with others. Maybe this was what I saw. Yeah. I'm sorry if I start to look flustered. It is so warm. It's so hot in here. It's the summer. Bunch of pics, yeah, collage. Yeah. I get it. But that's probably what I felt then. No, but Marlon, get in touch with me if you feel like it. And if you don't feel like joining Discord, but I think you already might have. But if you don't feel like it, you can always send me an email. How you feel. But I hope we can provide a little joy in the meantime. Someone else have any questions for me? Wherever you are, feel free to ask, okay? As long as I can keep my twins integrity. You can ask me anything. Stray Cat Strangler, hi! Beautiful to see you. I saw that you followed last week. How are you, my friend? Can't pinpoint when you're drawn to. Your energy isn't like anyone else you ever met. Even my guide. Maybe we come from the same. My friend, would you? I'm not reading your frequency now because you asked me not to. But would you consider yourself being a telepath? They're saying no. Hedge witch? There you have it. We could have been hedge witches in previous lives. We could have done work together. Thank you, Itchy. Okay, but like you know, I am gonna go, or I will be gone for a month. But it's beautiful. Thank you. Hedge witch is the thing, Marvin. But I can, I can look it up here if you want to. I consider myself, if it's easier to you, I consider myself being an empath, an intuitive counselor, a telepath, but and an energy coach, but the most beautiful title I know, human. But I am part of a telepathic system, so sometimes if you feel drawn to, it could be due to past lives, as you know, but it could also be being a telepath or some form, some sort. I'm always looking for family, because we are also starting this journey on Twitch. We are also bringing family home. It truly feels that. So it could be that we were just met in past lives. Consider yourself a seeker. Your guide is your husband from a past life. Well, a hedge witch is someone traveling in dimensions. So with you being a seeker, maybe that can have to do with you also searching, because I said you were collecting information, right? Whatever it is, I think it's beautiful. And it led you here. So that is wonderful. I'm Sarah. I'm thinking so about it, but who knows? It feels Malvin feels like you travel more in the spirits. You use more spirit energy, if that makes any sense, than what you do go ahead with your crystals and your kitchen. And you know, this part, it feels more a floaty sensation, like you have in your past life, where you feel with the symbols and such. This feels more that direction, but not. A hedge witch was someone who lived outside of the city's grounds, and they lived in these small cottages, and they would travel through dimensions. Who were these wise people who you came to this medicine folk? This very common picture, you see this little cottage outside of the city grounds, outside of the hedges. That is the hedgeway. Your past life knew someone called Sarah? Oh, Sarah without the age. That's interesting. So maybe it's just a reflection, a memory from there. Could be all different things. How would you explain hedge witches, poet? Because you know back at this beautiful scenery where you see this, as I've understood it. I shouldn't say that I know at all, but I've understood it. That would be it. But we are also looking to, always open to develop of this little family of us. So we are a very small channel, but we are hoping to be able to have, you know, because I have this bubblegums where we experiment with energy, and it's basically a course for finding. It's about me listening to my heart, listening to yours, is what I say. And then we find our path, our individual path of working with energy. And my hope is to have you, when you have finished that course, or taken that with me, being able to stream your own content on this channel. And so maybe this is what you would like to be part of. And that could be why you feel drawn to it. It could be all different parts, but you would be very, very welcome. Did you say my name, or was it a cinema vibe? I wasn't full pay attention. I was talking about hedge witches, so I was talking to you, Paga, about your question. Yes. Do you want to tell me the story about her? Alvin, what do you know about that, Sarah? I'd like to hear it, if you feel like sharing. And if anyone here would like a reading, we have small ones down by the bubbles, by the channel points. So anyone can buy a small little reading, or you can put exclamation mark joy in chat, and you'll be put in queue. And right now the queue is people pending but not being here, so it's open. So it depends on how you feel. Sister of your past life. And I were both witches. Beautiful. It could be that that energy resonates with mine. And that's beautiful if that can help you meet that and to have you feel just have you feel safe in that. Get to create a relationship to it that makes sense to you in this life. Just see it, and I'm looking for this word. 23, how high? Hi, welcome to the morning. I hope you enjoy it. Come to the bubbles. Just finished another block of knitting. And then cast another square. I love this for you, but it's beautiful. And you sit there and knit, and then you go, did someone say another head switch? Her last life was called Isabella, and her husband was Alfredo. I recognize those names. Yeah. That's beautiful. What I also do, I just want to tell you, what I also do is that when I work as a mirror, or we're all reflecting one another. And I work as a mirror, so it could be that you and I are connected and that we're part of the same soul tribe. It could also be that you resonate because of seeing that you've looked for reflected back onto you, so that you can experience and make sense of it. Just you meeting you in form of this that you've been searching for. So it could be that we are connected, you and I, and it could be that you're resonating with something within me that has it so that you get to meet you. If that makes any sense. It's how I do my work, and it's absolutely beautiful. Amazing, you remember your past life. It's a beautiful experience to remember past lives. It's quite fascinating. You want to tell us something more about it? Isabella, Fredo, and Sarah. I would love to hear it. Musiken. It's so relaxed. Sitting on the carpet. It's so beautiful. My friend Colin in his last life was called Sonia. His partner was named Eddie. It was very interesting hearing those stories. It is beautiful. It is interesting, yes. And for me, I remember a life where I was... Well, I told this story before, but it had to do with the Queen of Scots. I'm sorry. Something just had me not say that. And what happened to her, and being part of that story as her. Something is telling me to not say this. That is quite interesting. Maybe someone will resonate with the story instead. But truly what happened was, the first I met someone who had been part of that life, and we could connect our different memories. It's beautiful. And then I connected to someone who had researched that story, and I connected it up. But it came in different puzzle pieces. But it's beautiful. Your guy told me my past life, and I saw glimpses, and I write like characters. The name is Isabella, and it's exactly how she looked. Yeah. so happy you get to meet. And maybe connecting to me helps you end the chapter with love and putting the last pieces together in it, or a part of it. But it could be so many reasons the other way too. It's beautiful nevertheless. Isabella was in her 20s, long brown wavy hair with brown eyes. Alfredo and Isabella loved each other very much, for he didn't care she was a witch. Witch hunters came to kill Isabella, but Alfredo tried to stop them, but he died, and then they had a child. He was 5, but the name is blurry. You know when they lived? Approximately. It's so interesting also to, thank you for sharing this story by the way. It's so interesting to think that it can happen right now. This parallel time can be right now. Anything is possible, and it's so beautiful. And also to think, and I like to talk about this, why I think we should show respect, because we share this room, this time, this existence with others. And, well, our existence is our own, but you know what I mean. And to think that for energy, we can be energy. To them, we can be energy. The same way that they are spirits to us, we could be spirits to them and live parallel. Quite interesting. Spain. That is interesting that you say. I have this language that's been with me. 1620s, yeah. A language that's been with me. That is my soul language. Well, it comes from my past lives, true, probably. But it has the same rhythm as Spanish. So when I was taught Spanish, I had a very easy way of getting into it, so to speak. Now my brain has been rebooted so many times, and with me colliding with my twin, I can't remember Spanish at all. But once it had this, it was very, the rhythm and the way, it just suited. That's beautiful. Yeah. I can somewhat understand Spanish without knowing the words. Yeah. Yeah, it comes with. I resonate. Beautiful. And there's a reason that we are close to, because we've lived so many lives. It's interesting how some comes closer to us in us remembering them than others. Also about this witch hunt. For many people believe that this is now our time to shine. The people who've been hunted and burned at the stakes before, now, in this life, we can really do what we love and what we believe in and what our heart beats for, and our soul. So that could also be why we connect those lives, because for many we feel now is the time. Seems to have an internal translator. It's funny because I didn't understand the language. Yeah, I know. It's like this language that I have that I don't know what it is, but it's the same words, but I don't know what they mean, but I know what they mean. But it's beautiful. It's in our DNA, in a sense. But it's also it can also be that the brain simply have picked up something that we've subconsciously recorded but don't consciously remember. So it can also be that, but it can be reminiscence from previous life. It's interesting and it's beautiful. It could be so many different things. yeah. It's the way I learned English. I had a real problem because I had so much going on, so I couldn't focus. I didn't have energy left to learn a language. And then one day everything just clicked and I just knew it. And I thought that had to do with my previous lives because I feel very, very connected to England and to the northern part of England, especially, and Carlisle. But then it has both to do with past life, but also then my twin that I later realized that I am bonded with, or later came to realize who it was. I always saw that he was there, but I didn't know who it was. And now it just makes sense. So it's the double for me in a sense that it's both past life and it's also a life that is led right now. That's quite interesting. I'm sorry, I'm getting dizzy. It is so hot. It's so warm. I'm sorry. But it's beautiful that you're here, Malvern, and I hope that we can bring some peace along the way. I have a drink of water. This is water. But thank you. I'm gonna stretch my legs. But it's quite interesting how you have felt the need to collect, to jump into different situations, to try and see if you can find your way to something that feels that you resonate with. But it feels, I'm not going to go into reading, Malvern, but it feels like you also a little bit wants to find the past lives because you're not comfortable in the life. I'm not going to go into it, but just remember you. No matter how many lives we have, no matter how vast the universe is, I always say what we have is right here, right now. So let's enjoy it. Feel a bit unlucky for not remembering, but your souls too, and you know, Paga, you and I, what we have brought up to the surface, and that is inside of you, your past life truly affects you in this life. And like you know, it's not often I work with past lives, so it really is interesting. So even if you don't remember it consciously, also you're not letting the thoughts in because you have so many going on at the same time. But you definitely, even being past lives or our brain making sense of it by seeing it as being past life, it does affect you, and it's definitely there, Becca. So, depends on what you mean by remembering. Right? I reincarnate rather quickly, so it's hard for me to tell which details belong with which lifetime. Yes. And you also have been very much performing what we would see as being magic. Now, magic for me now is it's just frequency and it's just energy. But what you would have been perceived as being magic in previous lives, and it has been a rather long journey of it, and a rather, some might frown upon some things, some parts of it. It's been rather occult. Then again, it's just life. but what I can see as it being what you would consider it being now. So it makes sense that a lot is intertwined within each other. And that too is true about it. But maybe you need to meet that lesson packer before you can meet who you were, and more and so isn't who you are now what is important in your life, and who you were is important in the way how it affects you. And for you right now, that is the what you call the lesson. Also, let it be, and it will come to you in due time. Hello. Alfredo talks a lot about the desert, or the energy does. I just see whirlwind of sand. He has a very serious outlook on life, although being gentle, and he has a very serious outlook, especially on what is going on. That is interesting. Thank you for introducing us. I know I've been a baddie in a few lifetimes, but I've also been shown the moment when my soul decided to take on that role to help someone else in my circles. Yeah. But I can see how it can all get a bit twined together because of our different feelings towards the different memories, if that makes sense. And there's no such thing as evil people, like we said. But in this poet, I know that you're talking about bad intentions. What we see as being bad intentions, and that is simply how we look at it from seeing how we feel now. And that has it so that it gets entwined. Freddy talks a lot in general, yeah. But for me, he shows this whirlwind of sand in the middle of the desert. He just shows this whirlwind of sand. And then he takes me to this wine garden where you see these roses up on stilts. So it's definitely a man of the world, traveling far and wide. And he also likes a good story, but he's very much serious about it. There are a few schools of magic that I stay away from, because I know it's been my downfall before. Yeah. If I can choose to be anything, then this time would be kindness. And that is so beautiful. But it makes me think about the fox, though. Because this was something that we did in Bubblegums, you who don't know, when we experiment with energy and start to read and find our path in working with energy. And Boaz, if that's okay that I say, but read someone's energy. Oh, we said that it was Paga's energy here on stream, so she read Paga's energy, and there was this fox coming into play. And I saw also the animal, but I saw a deer. So it's quite interesting. Now the fox is here. But it's quite interesting in how that might be different representatives of the same story. The serious person who doesn't want me to get hurt is someone lesbian. When I hear Sarah saying the name Alfredo, it reminds me of Batman spelled like Alfred. Yeah. No, but it is a name that I recognize, yeah. Alfredo. And he has this outlook, or what it shows me is that the world is a serious place and we should look after it, we should take care of it, and we should see its beauty. But we should see its beauty without closing our, he talks about the ears, without closing our ears to what is actually not okay. So we need to take our responsibility. Is really what is coming forth. Yeah, a bad cave as well. Well, a little bit. No? That is interesting. Yeah, he's sleeping. You know, he's sleeping. We asked him if he wanted to join the stream today, a bit jokingly, but here he is. Doesn't understand the joke. A little bit of a bat cave. It's very eclectic though. We get to do, we do with what we have, right? Exactly. Those texts, we would enjoy that. I mean with you, Marvin, because you're so much in other dimensions. You know, talk about the making do what we have, and I see you struggle, and I will want to say to you, wow, you're a beautiful person. The Batman Spy TV show Gotham was also very good. Yeah. So, beauties, is there anyone else who would like a reading or a little something today? Because I'm feeling very tired. So does anyone have a question or want a reading? I can do one more if anyone feels like it. And then I feel I actually need to get up and out in the wind and breathe a little. But if anyone has any question, feel free to. Did you maybe figure out Isabella and Alfredo's little boy? I'm not a name intuitive, just so you know that, Marvin. But I can see the you said Spain, right? Because Owen is coming up as boy. Let me listen to what he wants to tell me with this whirlwind of sand. It is very much reminding me of, I'm starting to think now in terms of, it reminds me of, for some reason, it reminds me of Star Wars. I just see this little boy in the sand. There's so much sand. There's so much sand. And then he moves me to this garden, or to this wine garden with the roses on stalks, and then this boy. In another life, this energy they call Gantha, but that's in another life. But that is a name coming through. It's more German, but it is a name coming through for this energy. Let me listen, hear what they need to say or what they want to say. It could be that he doesn't want to talk about it. I'm gonna let him talk about what he feels like, because it's always an interaction. And some come natural, and some takes more effort. This one talking to people who has the law. But he wants to show me, over and over again, he shows me this desert, and then how in the whirlwind we turn into this wine garden instead. And there's this little boy. I think the wind that he's referring to is actually other people. This is saying he had the name of Hope in Spanish. But he was Hope. I'm not even sure he had a name, but he was Hope. And he says how he tried to hold him, but the wind whisked him away. Now I see Isabella being haunted, and the boy it's so interesting because you said that he was 5 years old, but I see him still in his crib, or as in a crib. And I see smoke. It feels like he passed in his sleep, but it feels like it was induced. So with the sand and with the wind, I think people were actually I wonder what you could have done at that time, but it feels like they were inducing harm into the air, so they didn't smoke him out, or did they? It feels like they put something in the airflow, something filled the room with something as you could have done. So it feels like he passed being asleep, but it feels like it was induced with air pollution of some sort, not pollution as we see today, but introducing something into the air. And he just says, joven, boy, right? Emma, are you still here? But he just says joven. Joven, I can't pronounce it, I just see this, the name of boy, and he was whisked away in the way of with the wind. So I think they put something into the air. If they smoked him out or smoked him in, or if they put something else, if they could burn a plant that was poisonous when in the state of if it was poisonous air in some way, poisonous smoke, because it feels very transparent. I can't quite see it being smoke, but then again, the memory is quite faded. And I don't know, he was still there when it happened. But I see the boy being whisked away by the wind, but that wind being people. But him not being carried away the same way you did, or Isabella did, but rather being hurt in his sleep by induced air pollution of some sort, some description. And he just says, Colin, boy. And he talks about how that boy in his next life became a captain of the ship and went out to sea. But he truly keeps track of what happens to. He doesn't reincarnate himself in that sense. He likes to observe and to see what happens to his. It's really interesting. He talks so much about story, but to be respectful and to keep and to have responsibility in this story. Could be that he wanted to go out and see as well, this boy. He wouldn't say, but there's definitely something about a boat of some description going out to sea. And then it is this of his death that was induced during his sleep. And with the name, he just says Coven, boy. So for me, he won't tell. But he just goes on to say, he talks a lot about all different parts in history, and he talks about Caesar even. And he just wants to talk about these people who had great responsibility and who were the makers in some sort. We're all makers, but he sees it very much in being the authority because of people deciding over his own fate or over his family's fate. And then he says he just walked off. Alfredo. But yeah, everything is very blurred. So I'm sorry, Alvin. But is there anything with this that you could resonate with? Because with the sun and with Isabella, and I just see Alfredo walking off, just disappearing out to sea. Just leaving. But there's also this desert. I feel he just walks till he can't breathe anymore. There was something in there when they died. Yeah. So maybe that was him walking in astral. I don't know. But yeah, it feels like it, yes. Especially when the boy died. Or when they... I'm not too sure. But when the boy died, the way he's showing, definitely. Oh, I see it. It's a sad story, but it's very beautifully. It's very beautifully set by it. You know, when he showed the tragedy, but it's in a beautiful, almost filmic way. So part of it is definitely him having it look more calm than what it was, but it is the way he wants to display it, at least to me. But that's all he wants to share. But I would like to heal his clusters, if you ever like to help him meet him, also that he can, in a sense, breathe in his own energy. Because he doesn't want to say nothing more, because we're touching on subjects of questioning his story. He doesn't like that, because he's hiding himself. And this is what I do. I bring forth what creates taboo so that we can meet it and let it become a part of our natural. He's not ready for it at this moment, but I would love to meet him and you again if you feel like it. But thank you nevertheless for introducing us, and thank you for being here. This was beautiful. I think I will end here. If no one else has a question, is there anyone who would like to raid today? Pisces Pixie is online. Is there anyone else? Or should we raid Pixie? How do you feel? Because I'm so tired. We asked Freddy if he wanted to move on and heal, but he didn't want to. And he's picky when it comes to people, his story. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, Mr. Ratzi is still here. Sorry for calling you love. You're such a beautiful friend tonight. But yes, I will go rest, and then we will see when the microphone comes, when it arrives. I will not be streaming this Saturday because we're going to a funeral, but I will be streaming next week later, so that's really good for you in the US. And over my vacation at good streaming slot, and that is from 6 CES. Yes. Thank you, Melvin. It was beautiful. Outdoor streams, I don't know how quite. Don't quite know how. We'll see. But I will also film, so you can take part outdoors within those films. So we'll see. We'll see what we will do. But I will have to listen to how I feel as well. Yes, it is beautiful. And for you who are new here, come join us on Discord and do a little corner. And thank you so much for joining us. So I said, anyone have anyone that they would like to be rating today? Emma, you are here. Uh-huh. Beautiful seeing you. Anyone have anyone they would like to rate? You've been waiting, huh? Yes, I see our dear friends. Pisces Pixie, friends online. And that is in our community the only one I can see right now. So just use one offline. So if you have no other, I will be reading. Pisces. Get that UK embrace, huh? Oh, sorry. I'm just picking up the keyboard. Hi, love. Hello. I don't know what I just managed to do. Ooh, that was interesting. That was something I've never seen before. You can get one venue. You can get Twitch up on like. Wah! I'm too tired. I don't know what I pressed. Oh, you can't speak in there. I'm sorry, Paga. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll just. I think she deserves it. She's a beautiful person. I know that there's been loads of rumors going on. But trust me, if you trust me, there's no such thing as what people are trying to imply. There's just people. So it is not anything against you, Paga, at all. But I just feel since she's online, she's a beautiful individual. I hope that maybe one day we can talk to her and have it so that you can again, if you feel. But all the love to all of you. And thank you so much for joining me today. And I will be here next week. And come join us on Discord. And all the love. I will be rolling the credits. And then I will be ready. Okay. I'll see you all very, very soon. Oh, I'm just gonna find everything. I'm so tired now. There it is. Oh! Okay, and my mouse just hit the. I'm sorry if you could hear that. My mouse hit the floor. See you soon. All the love and bubbles to you. To all of you, hugs and bubbles. See you very shortly. Bye. Stay safe and thank you.